My name is Marigold, and I live in the forest.
Her name is Atina No Lock Meadow.
Okay.
She is a Triton.
Okay, so my name is Unar Goodberry, and I'm short, but I'm kind of sturdy looking for a hobbit.
I do have a pet squirrel, a pet black squirrel.
Kind of a medallion, but it has a starfish in it and also a seahorse.
Because she's just, that's kind of her default. Like when she gets nervous is that she kind of probably talks too much and is kind of broad-faced and very cheerful.
Okay, so each of you has received a invitation to attend the Ninemaze Academy's entrance exams. So the entrance exams are happening. You are just told to arrive there at that time. You've left your homelands within the appropriate time and arrived just in time to basically take an airship up to the top of the cliff, and you were welcomed into the academy and brought down a spiral step staircases into a kind of dimly lit stone walled room. There are several other creatures and people around the same age as you who are kind of milling around. And one of the instructors, an elf, a high elf, she introduces herself as Professor Nilo. She says, she basically brings the three of you together and says, you're a team that goes into this together. There's a couple of other like older students that are kind of milling around that you can tell. But after about, maybe you've been sitting there for about 10-15 minutes when you hear kind of out of nowhere like a bell. And your names are called and you're told to basically step up to the door and then like when you hear like a knock, open it. So,
Okay.
what did you do? So you step up to the door, there's like a...
All right, so should I open it, or does one of you want to open the door?
Oh, I'll open it.
Okay, all right, that's good, because you're tall.
Yeah. But the three of you step through, the door closes behind you automatically. There's like a scattering of sand across the floor. The walls are a like sandy stone that's like bricked up. You do see a door, kind of the same sandy color, but when you look behind you, there's no door there. There's kind of like a very small like pyramid, and kind of reclining in front of it is a large creature. Can I have someone roll me Arcana? Anyone can roll Arcana if you have that, or Nature also would count.
I have
Arcana. Okay, so to roll, you're going to take the 20-sided die. You're going to roll it.
8.
Okay, so then you're going to take your, if you have proficiency in it, right? You have proficiency.
Yeah, I do.
So that's a 2, and then you add your
So 10
your modifier,
plus 2.
so 12. So you think that this might be a sphinx.
Okay.
It's a large cat-like creature, but it has the face of a woman. It has wings kind of behind it, and as you walk in, it is a woman. She kind of like slowly gets to her feet and sits like you would imagine a cat, and looks at the three of you and says, "Before you may pass, you must answer my riddle. There are 4 siblings in this world, all born together. The first runs and never wearies. The second eats and is never full. The third drinks and is always thirsty. The fourth sings a song forever. What are they?"
I wonder if it's the 4 seasons. I was thinking eats could be like fire. Do you know what I mean? But seasons come and go, so that doesn't totally make sense unless, well, sings. See, that could also be air, right? You need air to sing.
Wind.
Wind, yeah. Drinks is water, right? That runs.
Now, which is?
I wonder if it's just the 4 elements though.
False.
Yeah, earth and the elements.
Do we get one yes on?
You got one yes, but you can contemplate it.
Alright.
I just buy something senses.
Yeah, it would have to be 4 similar things because they're born together, right? I think my friend likes the seasons. I mean elements. But you guys. So you're thinking maybe it could be the like 4 different like terrains kind of a thing?
How about weather? Like wind, rain.
Wind, rain, sun, yeah?
And 4 seconds.
Would you guys like some advice?
Yes.
Yes.
Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it. So it's probably the first thing that we.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
We can see 'em.
I'm good with that.
Okay. So what is your official answer?
We think that it is the 4 elements.
The Sphinx stands, actually. And it almost looks like it's frowning at you, and then the woman's face smiles and says, "You are correct."
Yay!
You may now move on.
Okay. Cool.
My
Very
clue
good.
Oh,
for the
she's
next
the
room,
cook. Yes.
follow the star to the treasure you see.
Follow the star. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
She kind of bows her head and then kind of returns to her reclining position as she waits for the next group to come in. So as you approach the door, it opens for you and you step through. You don't feel that same kind of energy as you step through, but you're now in, you're kind of standing as the door closes behind you in a room that's more similar to the room you started in. It's square shaped and kind of dungeony. It's got, dark stone. You're standing on a like kind of 10-foot by 10-foot square of plain stone, and then around you the floor is all tiled with a bunch of different like images on these tiles. So you have images of like trees and the moons and clouds and flowers and water and fire. They're all kind of scattered around. They make like this kind of big chaotic mosaic on the floor, but they're individual tiles you can see. In the center of the room, this is a pretty big room. In the center of the room, there's like a 30 by 30 space surrounded by a little paddock, and in that is a goat.
Okay.
Goat.
Yes.
All right.
There you go.
That's it. Okay, so there's a goat in a paddock.
There's a goat in a paddock.
And then there's tiles. Can the tiles be moved?
Are you going to investigate them, or are you going to look at them?
Let me just see if I understand what we're looking at. So there's a little paddock with a goat in it.
Yep.
There's nothing else in there, just the goat.
Nope, just the goat.
And then there's tiles on the floor that have different symbols on them.
Images.
Different symbols on them. Okay. And if I want to investigate, is it one of my skills, or I just?
So you could use perception. You can use investigation. You can also, so just because you don't have like the circle isn't filled in doesn't mean you can't use that skill.
Okay.
You can use
I
any
actually
skill.
don't remember what I chose for my skills. I must have written it down. So maybe I didn't write it down.
Did you
I
fill in the
tell you,
circles?
Circles.
Oh, Arcana and Medicine.
Yeah.
Neither of which is particularly helpful in this situation.
So but you
yeah,
can still the
still
little
invest-
circle just means you get to add your proficiency bonus.
I
to the
see.
roll.
Right.
So you get an extra +2 on top of your skill.
I have insight, but that's probably not.
Insight is
it'd be
more like looking at someone and trying to like figure out what they're thinking,
Right.
whether they're lying or not.
I have persuasion. I don't. So we could make. I should not make a perception check because I am a 7. I have a -1 on that. So if somebody else has a higher wisdom, they should probably
I do.
You do use
I do.
Right.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so do all that.
So
I do all that.
you're gonna take the 20-sided die.
Which is this one.
Yep,
Yes.
that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna roll it.
I'm rolling my hand.
Woo!
19.
She doesn't
Is that
even
good?
need her
Wow, that's
proficiency.
so
Whoa.
it only goes up to 20, so that's very good. So then you're gonna take your wisdom modifier, which is a +2, right?
Yes.
And then you're gonna add your proficiency, which is also +2. So you're taking 19 plus 4. That's a 23.
Yeah.
That is very good.
Really
So
good. That was her first roll ever.
yeah.
Nice.
That's nice.
Nice first
Good job,
roll.
Mom.
Yeah, Kathy.
So
I didn't even know that.
so you step into the room and immediately you're like, that goat is important. And you're kind of like peering at the goat. You're a druid, so you're like animals. I know
Right,
animals.
right,
And you're
right.
kind of peering at the goat. It's not tied to anything. It's just kind of wandering around. There's some like, like it's got a little like trough where there's some like oats in it. It's got a little thing of water. It's taken care of. But you spy around its neck is like a necklace with 4 little gems on it. And you're like, goats don't usually wear jewelry. That's unusual. The other thing you see is that some of these tiles seem like if you stepped on them, like they would like go down a little bit. So they might be like a pressure plate almost. So like it might,
So
if
it
you
just
step
kinda
on it,
goes down
it's
and
so that's usually the sign that there's like a trick or like a trap maybe. That like this is like a trigger to something. You're not sure what it is. You haven't examined it. But you're like, the way some of these are kind of sitting a little higher than others, it looks like if I stepped on it, like it would go down and something would probably happen. But you're not really super sure about it. So yeah, that is what you see.
So what is the next thing we're going to
Can I investigate? I have I think I've got a high intelligence, so if I used investigation,
Yeah.
that would probably be good.
Yeah.
Right,
Do you have a
so
proficiency in it?
I don't have, no, I've got
So you
Arcana.
don't have the little thing?
It's not filled
So
in.
you're just gonna roll your intelligence basically. So you're gonna
Okay,
roll a
so I have
d20 and add your
15
intelligence
plus
modifier.
two.
Alright, so I'm going to take mine.
I'm rolling the 20-sided?
Yeah. Unless I tell you otherwise, you're probably gonna roll a 20.
Oh, bloody hell. It's a 3.
The 3. Grand total of 3.
Nice, trying to so 3 plus 2 is 5.
Okay,
It's
so
not
5.
high enough to, it's not high enough.
So you're like, okay, like I'm good with this stuff, and you kind of get down,
Yes.
and you're like, you're low to the ground anyway, so you're like looking at things, and you're kind of like, you're looking around. You don't see anything weird about this.
Yeah, no
Like,
kidding.
you're just like, it's very pretty. I don't really see the big deal though. Like you see like, your druid companion being like, there's something weird about this. And you're like, there's nothing weird about it.
I'm so confident.
It's just a floor.
Marigolds, listen. I am really smart, and I don't see anything wrong with these tiles. We can just plow right forward. Actually, I'm a little off today, so maybe I shouldn't trust that instinct. But I'm just saying I don't see anything about the tiles. It's
I'm
weird.
not sure I agree with that.
Trust me, I can cook. The Sphinx told us in the last room that we should follow the star to the treasure we seek. So,
What are you seeking?
So
the answer to this puzzle. So, I'm wondering if any of the tiles have stars on them. Is that something we could just see, or we would have to
yes,
look
you
closer?
can clearly see that there are tiles with stars on them.
Oh, okay.
And I will give this to you.
Are there
They do not look like ones that depress. That go down. They don't look they don't look like a trigger. They look like they're pretty solid.
So maybe if we try stepping on just the tiles that have stars, and I'll go first because I didn't see anything wrong with them, but I'm going to trust that you think that there's maybe something weird about these. So do you guys want me to try stepping on one of the tiles that has a star on it? Is there one close to us?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. It
I
looks
think
like
so.
the way that the tiles are kind of set out, it looks like you might have to like jump from
Well,
tile
I've got
to
high
tile.
dexterity, so.
Yeah, and the tiles are fairly large. You think that there's like, you maybe have to make like 2 or 3 jumps to get between where you're standing to like this goat paddock.
Okay.
So,
All right, do you guys want me to try
Sure.
the stars? Is there any objection to me trying?
No, I'm wondering if maybe there's a certain like way that we have to do it. Step on
The pattern.
a
Stars.
pattern, a pattern.
so you could roll insight.
Okay.
If so, that would be your wisdom.
I have no circles.
Okay, so just your plain wisdom. So roll a d20 and then add your wisdom bonus. So plus 2.
So your wisdom.
Can I do anything for you?
Your
So-
wisdom is here. Oh,
I have-
you've got
I have
survival.
animal handling, but we're not at the goat.
No.
So,
So she's just got a 10, but
Yeah, I'm not
a
as
0.
smart.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
okay.
I'm not smart. I don't have a lot of wisdom.
Well, you're not wise.
I'm not wise. Let's put it
You're,
that way.
maybe you just have some like.
You're not as unwise as me.
I was gonna say you're
I'm
like
an 8 minus 1.
so. That basically, because you're so smart and you're not very
It
wise,
so makes
you're
sense.
basically like the absent-minded professor.
Yeah.
Like you're just like you're so filled
Which is perfect.
with like ideas that you don't even notice that like like you're wearing the wrong colored socks like or
That is-
you just
Yeah.
you know like you
Yeah.
walked out without pants on. You're just
Yeah.
like, oh well, whatever, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Good
Like
job.
it's
That's me.
yeah, you just
Makes
don't
sense.
notice like the little things.
Yeah, that's
That's
perfect. I can play
So
that.
yeah, so, like,
I can play that very well.
So like an insight check. I'll let you roll like a perception or an investigation if you guys are thinking about that to kind of get some insight into what.
How to approach it.
Yeah.
Like, I think we should do it.
Mhm.
You should do it.
I'll do it because I'm not very wise. So I'm going to
Rush
start
ahead.
right into it.
Worry about
But I do
consequences
have a
later.
good dexterity, so I can probably manage. But do you guys want to? Do you want to do a little more investigating of the tiles before I start? Because I'm assuming this is also a one-off.
Well, I'm wondering, are they all in a pattern?
They don't really seem to be in a pattern. You like just kind of looking. The quickest path to the paddock is going to be like there's 2 star things. You can jump from one, jump to the other, then jump to like the area around the paddock and like get inside of it.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay,
useful.
so I think we
And
should
there
just
there
do
are
that.
others like kind of scattered around the room, but you'd have to like jump from here to here, here to here, here, and then get to the paddock. So it'd just be a little bit tougher.
All right.
Okay,
So
we'll
I'm
go
going to
with
go
the-
ahead
you feel
and
pretty
go.
confident.
I feel good about
Yeah.
stepping on the closest or jumping to the closest star.
Star.
I'm going to try that.
So you're gonna make a dexterity save.
Okay, and that's a.
So a d20 plus your dex modifier. Do you have a little circle or
I
is the
don't.
square marks?
I don't, but my dexterity is 14 plus 2 plus 3.
No. So your
So 16.
dexterity is 16,
16
which is a plus 3.
plus 3.
Yes.
Okay. So,
So-
just roll.
Roll and add plus 3.
Roll and add plus 3. Alright, you need happy thoughts because every time I've rolled this dice so far, it's not. Is that a 2?
8 is an 8. May I touch it?
It's an 8, which is not great, but
It's an 8.
so plus 2.
Okay.
It's
plus
10. Not the worst.
Yeah.
I don't fail.
Well, no, it's plus 3 because you're
Oh, plus 3. Yes,
so
that's
11.
right. So 11.
So you jump to the first one and you jump and you're like, I'm here, and you almost like walk forward to the next one, but you stop yourself.
Okay.
You're kind of balanced.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, make it to the first one.
Gonna roll again.
Yep, you gotta roll. You got 2 more to go.
Okay. All right, guys. Happy
All
thoughts.
right,
Happy thoughts.
Happy thoughts. 5.
I might need to pick different dice because these don't like me very much. All right, a 5 plus 3 is an 8.
Okay, so this time you jump, and you're a small girl. So you jump and you mistime your jump, and you almost you kind of tumble forward a little bit. You land on the star, and then you have to kind of brace yourself,
Okay.
and your hand hits the cloud in front of you, and it depresses down. And all of you feel this surge of magical energy go through the room, and the goat grows to twice its size.
Oh.
My.
Oh, Lord.
We're
Yes.
little.
And it starts like it looks angry now. Like it's kind of like snorting a little bit. And
Well,
like,
girls, I'm
looking
halfway
around.
there. I can't come back. So I'm gonna just do my best.
So
now.
you could give her inspiration if you like.
Oh, okay. Give her inspiration. Is that part of my?
So that's a bard ability.
Oh, it's a bard.
So you can just say, I'm giving you inspiration. If you want to like explain how you're inspiring her to jump better with your music or your speech, you can do that.
I'm inspiring you to be calm and confident.
All right.
Know that
You can take a d6
everything-
and roll it with your d20 and add those numbers
6.
together. Yep.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, 15 this time. I'm so inspired.
And
Plus 5.
Oh wow! So you got a 20 plus your
20 plus my modifier,
three,
which is 3.
so 23. So you make that last jump and you're like sailing through the air and you hit the ground and you're in front of the paddock. You're not inside of it. You have to kind of open up the gate.
Uh-huh.
The goat is kind of eyeing you,
And
but
I'm
it
like,
isn't approaching
See that,
you.
guys? I am good at I am good at moving. After all.
okay.
Yeah. So you guys now have to
Decide what to do.
make your way there.
Oh, they do.
Oh,
they
we
can't.
do.
So I
We
can't do
do
it
as
until
well.
they get there.
Well, you can deal with the goat if you want, but I mean,
not
do you want to walk into a
particularly-
paddock with an angry-looking giant goat?
Not
Sure,
really.
we got the animal handlers.
Right. So
yeah.
how do we?
So
Get
I will,
there.
because you've already triggered whatever is in this room.
Okay.
You could just walk,
Oh.
and no more triggers are actually gonna go off because you've already made the mistake basically. So you could
Okay.
you could easily walk across these tiles now,
Okay.
and
And nothing more is gonna happen.
nothing worse is gonna happen.
Okay. So I
So
guess
you
we
do that
choose
together?
to do that.
Yes.
Yeah. We
You
can
walk
do
across,
that together.
you feel the floor kind of shifting under you, but there's no more of this like kind of magical surge or
Okay.
anything like that.
So
And
we
you
just
reach the
get
paddock.
there.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
just get there.
You just get there.
And then we're good at animal handling. So should we roll? Or, I mean, do we need to roll in
So,
order to calm the goat?
How are you approaching this goat? Because it's an angry looking goat and it looks like it's probably gonna like charge you if you step into the paddock. So how are you approaching this angry creature that you
What
want
are
to calm down?
what are our choices?
How would you calm down an animal that's angry?
I
They're-
would
the
feed
choices
it.
are whatever you can think of.
I think we could feed it something. Do we have food?
I do in my pockets because I always
Oh.
have food.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right.
What animal doesn't like?
I have an oatmeal cookie.
Oh.
Do you think that it would like that, guys?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have any magic in it. It's just a cookie because I
Well,
get
it's
hungry
still
a lot.
food.
Well, he may be hungry.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so
food for animals.
is it one of the two of them?
Distract.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna hand you an oatmeal cookie to give to the goat.
Okay. And I give it to the goat.
So you're walking into the paddock. Okay, so you walk into the paddock and I want you to roll animal handling right now.
With which one? Which die?
A d20.
This one.
Yeah. And then, do you have proficiency?
I have 8.
In animal
Animal handling. Yeah, she does.
How do I know?
It's under your wisdom, the second to the last box on the bottom on the left.
Is it?
I
Is your
have-
circle filled in?
yes.
for animal handling?
Yes, I do have
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So you're adding 2 plus your wisdom, which is another 2, right? So
Yes.
4.
So I rolled an 8.
So 8 plus 4 is 12.
12.
So the goat looks a little like like in its growth, it's also kind of sprouted these like kind of like spiky like armor growths. Its teeth look a little bit sharper. It looks more like bestial almost. This is just a normal goat. It's just bigger and meaner than your
And a
average goat.
regular goat. Okay.
So you could talk to it, but it's not really gonna like if you had like a spell that lets you communicate with an animal, you could talk to it then.
Does
but-
it look calmer now that it's had the cookie?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks calmer. It looks like at least it'll allow Marigold to approach it.
Marigold, check that thing around its neck.
I'm curious about that.
Okay. So you step a little bit closer and like cautiously kind of turn like this little golden chain so you can see it. There's 4 like gems, and each one of them is colored. There's a blue one, a red one, a green one, and the white one. Each of them, as you're kind of inspecting them closer, like the red one has like a tiny little flame inside flickering, and you see bubbles inside of the blue one. There's like a swirl of something in the white, and the green has like a small like bud, kind of.
So it's
Those
the
are seasons.
seasons or yeah.
Seasons or
Could be seasons, it could be elements.
elements. Yeah.
Marigold, can you try to take the necklace off of the coat? Maybe we're supposed to bring it with us.
I can try to do that.
Okay.
It seems calm.
Yeah. So you reach around and you undo the clasp. The necklace comes off. As soon as it's kind of in your hand, it kind of it shrinks back down to its like normal size, and you now have this necklace. You can easily like pull these like gem like amulets off if you wanted to, or you can keep them on the chain. But yeah, the goat
there's 4 amulets.
seems unconcerned that you've taken it,
Okay.
but
I think I've got some kind of sense magic thing.
you can roll Arcana if you want.
Oh, that's what it is. I have Yeah.
I do too. Do you want me to do it?
Sure. You haven't rolled yet.
I haven't rolled yet.
Yeah. You've got a +2.
I've got, right?
Yeah. +1.
I've
Oh. Yeah.
got one.
No.
Do you have are you proficient in it?
In Arcana?
She does.
So then you add an additional +2. So you're actually at a +3 for Arcana.
Okay, I don't have any idea what that means, but, so I can roll, this would be what I would roll,
You roll that?
and then I'll be able, because I have Arcana, and that has to do with magic, figuring
We can
magic
find
out
out
and
if
find
there's
out if there's
more.
anything magical about these gems.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that might help us, okay. And I rolled a 9.
Okay, so +3, so that's 12.
Okay.
So you kind of, Marigold brings the necklace back over. You get out of the paddock. There's space to kind of walk around it, so you don't have to be inside the paddock. And you kind of, like, you take it and you kind of look at it, you examine it.
In my webbed hands.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way.
And you sense that there's like, these are like elementally charged gems of
Okay.
some kind.
All right.
So like the red one with the little fire flickering in it is definitely tied to like elemental fire.
Yeah.
And so on. So
Okay.
each of them has like almost like an alignment towards that particular element.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything else to do in here. If you guys want to try the door,
think so.
maybe this necklace will help us in one of the future rooms.
Right, I'll
We
hold on
take it
to
with
it.
us.
Yeah.
I'll hold on to it.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Okay, so we go and we open
Try
the
to
door.
open it. I am highly confident.
Just to let you know, I'm
Got some battle music.
inspiring battle music.
All right.